Yeah, luckily the climber survived. This incident happened last year and now I had an opportunity to talk to her.
He's our coach, so I trusted him.
But before that, I hope that for every climber watching, it is immediately clear that it was a belayer's mistake. However, what I wanted to do is to look into the details. So I upscaled the footage and looked frame by frame, did some pixel peeping to see what else can be learned from this experience. And there is quite a bit to uncover. So I hope that we can stay somewhat civil in the comment section, because it is a quite sensitive topic. So Sara is a professional climber from Saudi Arabia, and she was on a training camp with French coaches to prepare for upcoming World Cup.
The climb there, that was the warm-up for me.
Oh no.
It was the first one.
Wow.
The first climb of the day.
No.
This is what I do always. I go to climb and then I fall just to get rid of fear of falling.
Yeah. So a routine fear of falling training ended up in broken legs and spine. Now, for everyone new to the sport, or for those who still needs a reminder, Petzl, who makes GriGri, the device used in the incident, is recommending to give slack like this. Or alternatively, if you want to give slack fast, you can press on GriGri's cam and give slack like this. However, you must maintain at least 3 fingers on the rope at all times. And I already made multiple videos showing what happens if you don't follow these recommendations and press on the cam without holding the rope. And also, in some cases, you don't even need to press on the cam, the GriGri can still slip. Now, despite all of that, throughout the years I've seen so much of no hands belaying. Everybody knows whose clip I should insert here. Or all kinds of dev gripping techniques you can imagine. So that at least her coach was kind of holding the rope between his index and middle finger. But like, come on, how much grip do you have when you hold the rope like this? It's so easy for the rope to fall out compared to what Petzl recommends. And on top of that, he was both giving and taking slack with the same hand. Now, on the first glance, assuming he would have good proper grip on the brake side of the rope, giving slack and then taking slack like this wouldn't be a big problem. However, that teaches you a wrong muscle memory. And as we will see later, that actually caused a huge problem. And another, a bit of controversial topic is the usage of gloves. It's really not that comfortable to hook on the GriGri slip with the index finger when you have gloves. And his gloves looked really thick. So maybe even gripping the rope like this is not comfortable with such gloves. Maybe that's how he invented this dangerous scissoring technique to hold the rope like this. So personally, I'm not a big fan of using gloves with assisted belaying devices because I lose the feeling of the rope, I lose the dexterity. And all these devices need is like a couple of 100 grams tugging on the rope for the device to lock. Even if you're pressing on the cam and you're holding the rope, it will still lock. And you don't need to hold much and the rope is not gonna fly and burn your hand. Alright, the next problem that many pointed out was that the belayer was not paying attention to the climber. Actually, I watched the whole climb many times. It was a warm-up climb, and in the beginning the coach did watch her climb. And in general, he looked like an experienced belayer who had a good situational awareness and slack management. However, once she passed midpoint of the climb, he stopped paying attention. And on top of that, he was also distracted by the conversation with the other coach.
I actually heard them talking the whole time, but I didn't say anything because I trust his years of experience and he's our coach, so I trusted him. I don't let anyone talk while belaying me. I'm really careful with belaying and I always check my belayer, so.
Now, okay, I understand it's a warm-up and you've been belaying for thousands of hours in these situations, so looking up all the time would simply kill your neck. However, clipping is extremely critical moment because we are actively disabling the safety of the GriGri, so it's super important to look up during these moments. or you can simply use the belay glasses and not have these neck issues anymore. And what really pisses me off is that it was not one coach in that situation.
3 of them, actually.
There was 3 coaches, 1 belaying and 2 others were talking to that one, seeing the bad belaying, and they said nothing.
Yeah.
And that's how we arrived to the critical point. She was clipping 1 before the last quick draw, and the belayer intuitively probably felt that there is more of the route to be climbed. But she took her test fall. The rope started to get tight and the GriGri started to engage. He probably thought that she is climbing up and she needs more slack, so he pushed down on the GriGri to disengage the cam and tried to give more slack. And to his surprise, the rope popped out of his left hand, and from this moment till the ground there was less than 1 second. He desperately tried to grab the rope with the left hand. Remember the muscle memory? So yeah, he only managed to do so when it was already too late. And on top of all the mistakes, it was really not her lucky day. She landed right in front of the crash pads. So yeah, maybe every gym owner can also learn something from this. Now, some of you might think why he simply did not let go the GriGri. Well, let me show you. At this moment, he pressed on the cam to give the slack, and now I'm gonna play the rest of the clip in real-time speed. Ready? 3, 2, 1, done. You go there as an athlete and you trust the coaches, and you don't even think that something like that can happen. And yeah, how are you? How are you recovering now?
It's good, it's good, it's going really well. Now I'm 4th month after I start walking, finally.
Okay.
Because the first 3 months I couldn't walk. Both feet was broken, so I couldn't. But now it's going really well.
Do you think you will get back to climbing?
Yeah, for sure. I'll go back to climbing.
Nice.
Yeah, but it'll take time. Even my back and foot, my left foot, I have to do another surgery just to remove the plates they put on.
What a story, huh? Man, you're such a strong person. You're smiling while telling this story is incredible.
I have nothing else to do. I cried a lot, so I'm done with crying. I can't believe it, so I'm laughing at it.
Wow. I really hope that you will come out of this story much stronger and hopefully even climb much harder after all of this.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, a lot of things had to align for this incident to happen. Bad belaying technique, distracted belayer, giving slack mid-fall. However, this is not a unique case. After Sarah posted her story on Instagram, a lot of people reached out to her and told that they too had similar situations. So the only unique thing about this one is that it was actually captured on camera. And the most important, that all of these can be easily avoided by simply following Petzel's recommendations of how to use GriGri, instead of being creative or thinking that I've been belaying for multiple decades and I've never seen GriGri fail, because I think that this coach learned his mistakes in a hard way. Yeah. So if you want to send some love, this is Sarah's Instagram, and every time I make a new GriGri video, I think that this is gonna be the last GriGri video I'm making, and I have the same feeling now, but it's kind of deja vu feeling. So let's see. Climb safe.